Following on from last week, we had a pretty good reaction to the top 5 midfielders in the league. So what we're going to do is we're going to move along to another line on the field. We're going to look at the top 5 defenders in the league based on Champion Data's stats. So these are the stats that the AFL rely on heavily, their major partner. So Dan, take us through who the best defenders are in the league.
Yeah. So what we've got here is we've got the 4 statistical stars, and then I've thrown in a little smoky who I really like. So we've got McGovern and Andrews, and I believe these are locks.
Locks for all Australian. Yeah.
For me, McGovern best centre half back, Harris Andrews best full back. These guys are top notch. And we look here, McGovern. I always think your Brownlow's flawed. This is my big criticism because how don't defenders win the Brownlow very often?
Yeah.
And you look at these numbers here. This is not just these guys. This is every defender.
So the highlighted green numbers are those where they lead the entire league.
So you see here, look, McGovern. He's cleaning up the big one for me. One-on-one wins. 82% of the time, one-on-one, he comes out on top.
That is unbelievable.
This guy is a brick wall. If Donald Trump wants to build the wall, just bring McGovern round. He's it. And look at his TPI for a key defender. This is the thing with the AFL ratings. AFL ratings hate defenders. TPI loves defenders, and you can see they're 11.48. Harris Andrews again. He's got a couple.
Super player,
Harris Andrews.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be the natural successor to McGovern. When McGovern retires, Andrews will be the premier.
Step in and be that.
And then we've got Big Marc from Geelong. He's been really impressing me, developing his game. And you can see there, he's a pressure axe through the roof for a defender.
Yeah, definitely.
That's his engine. And then we see Sicily. Hawthorn fans love talking about this guy.
Look, he is a good player, very good player. I think he's probably just been hurt from that little stint up forward.
I think he's one of them players as well that you wouldn't mind living with him, but you don't want him as a neighbour, do you? So I find it hard to like him.
Yeah.
He's really hard to even rate him.
Yeah, put him in your Supercoach team and then talk to me.
He's not even in my Supercoach team. I do pick my Supercoach team based on who I like.
Yeah.
And here's my smoky. I really like Rampe's game.
Yeah, very good player.
And we can see here Rampe, he gets a lot of the ball. He's been playing a lot at centre half back for Sydney this year with all their injuries, with Leah going through the ruck. Mm-hmm. And you can see a big thing for me is his ability to rebound. That's a big niche thing. And
he's the best rebound 50 defender in the league.
And that's a big thing that the coaches talk about. And you can see there he's actually ranked 4th out of all these guys. So, that's huge.
Yeah.
And then for a bit of a laugh, Liam Jones is the guy that Carlton fans see.
Yeah.
That might be the next from Carlton to be All-Australian.
Yep.
So we can take a look at his numbers and we see they do actually stack up with the rest of the guys. If we compare him to James Sicily, I think is a good example, because I'd say Sicily is probably on the precipice of All-Australian.
Okay.
And we compare him to that, you can see that a lot of these numbers he's beating him in, particularly the intercepts is a big thing, and James Sicily is regarded as a very good interceptor.
Yep.
We don't give Jones enough credit, I don't think, in the AFL community for how good he is. And bearing in mind as well, 12 games, 2 of them games you could see he was affected by that
definitely.
concussion.
Yeah, I think before he had the concussion, that first bunch of games that he had, he was right up there with anyone in the competition as a defender in terms of ranking them. I thought he was fantastic, because you've got to remember at the start of the year I was a little bit cautious of where is he going to go, is he going to dip a little bit in form, or I didn't know if he could improve on last year. So I think this is a great example of where he does stand amongst the best.
For me, Liam Jones could be an All-Australian. I think the whole season. A big one for me as well is his score launches. They are quite low, but they have shot up in the last 5 games under Teague, because Teague likes to move the ball quickly from the back line.
Yep.
And to me, I think he masters that. This time next year, we will be saying Liam Jones top 3.
Maybe we could have 8 All-Australians next year.
It could just be the Carlton team.
What do you think about this? Who do you think is the best defender in the league? I think Jeremy McGovern, the numbers are sort of there, and even, to the naked eye test as well, I think Jeremy McGovern is probably the best in the competition. But, what do you think? It's always good to look at other teams outside of Carlton, even though we love talking about the Blue Boys, and we found a way to put a Blue Boy in there. And then how do you think, for the Carlton supporters, how do you think Liam Jones stacks up against the best? Let us know in the comments below.